So let me say what I said again. So the sparkle and serve thing, it was for sparkle and serve. And we don't always have to go so, I'm just going to say it, balls to the wall on whatever we're doing, right? As we did with sparkle and serve. But if you do the practices of sparkle and serve, you start realizing you have a lot more network than you knew you did. And maybe instead of reaching out about just sparkle and serve, you use those same practices and methods, and you're reaching out for me doing free impression bracelet night on Monday night. So you say, our leader is the one doing it. So you would be meeting her already and whatever. So you use whatever you have. The reason there's so much offered is so you always have something to invite to. There's no lack of things to get involved in with Park Lane. So anyway, Regina is really, really good at mindset, at finding your network, and she has a way to describe this to us. So there's not a whole lot of us on here. We're recording, but if she has us do practices, I want you to do these yourself. Hold yourself accountable to doing the practices she's telling us about. Okay. All right, Regina.
All right, Megan. So it's going to be slightly modified. As you were talking, I was looking through some of my journals, y'all, because I have real estate and Park Lane journals that I still refer to. I've been with Park Lane for over 4 years now. And so I was looking back through my Park Lane journal but something you said had triggered a thought. And I'm like, oh, that's in my real estate journal, but I can't find either. So we're just going to put those away. But a few things I want to share with y'all if nothing is rocket science when it comes to this, okay? So if you say, oh, that's too hard, if you mentally think that, you're lying to yourself because this business is not hard at all. You work from your phone or your laptop computer and your jams, unless you're having a party. But we're here to talk about mindset, and mindset is truly how you think. Now, there's two ways to make money as a Park Lane stylist because you're now in business. You are no longer a customer. You are a business woman. And so one way, the way to make the big bucks like Megan is to grow your team. I'm not going to pussyfoot around that. You want to be at Megan's level, at Christy's level, at Tisha's level. Grow your team, invest in your team. But I'll tell you this, you can't do that unless you are having the parties and doing the sales. So that's where I'm going to talk. And we're the ground floor, the foundations. There's only you scheduling Facebook posts for your party or scheduling any posts. That's not making you money. There's only a few things that make you money. And I'm so sorry about my voice, y'all. I don't feel sick, but my voice, because we had a Mardi Gras thing last weekend, and we're not 25 years old anymore. And so when you dance until 1 a.m. acting like you're a sorority girl and you're, in college, so stupid, so stupid. Why did I do that? Anyway, so here I am living with the repercussions. But here are some things that are money-making activities. Scheduling appointments. Scheduling appointments means prospecting, okay? We'll get to that in a second. Going on your appointments would be doing your parties. Follow-ups, okay? That we all know about follow-ups. If you don't do the phrase, the fortune is in the follow-ups, doesn't just come out of someone's butt and we all just took it. No, it is actually very true. And then there's one other, hang on, a money-making activity. Maybe it's wash, rinse, repeat. So yeah. Okay. So it's scheduling appointments, going on appointments, and follow-ups. Scheduling appointments. Y'all, basically, you have to ask people. Monica, I'm going to have you mute if that's okay. You have to ask people to host parties. Okay, you have to ask people for everything. Sometimes you have to ask people 3 different times. When I'm in a party and someone hasn't shopped, I do 3 rounds of follow-ups trying to get them to shop their hostess's party. Okay. We have to follow up. So I'm going to refer you to the sandwich method because we have a training for that. And also it's in boards. But here's one thing that I want you to factor in. When I was in real estate, I was a luxury real estate agent. I didn't start out as a luxury real estate agent. I started out hungry. And so I would block my time. I would schedule 3 hours a day. So, well, let me back it up. I was a realtor in Houston, where I'm from. Okay, yay. And I had like all kinds of referral business. Not all of it was luxury. Some of it was foreclosures. And I would help my investor clients buy foreclosures. I was doing it all. But then I moved to Baton Rouge, Louisiana for a decade. And when I first moved to Baton Rouge, I knew one person, and he was the reason why I moved to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Well, no one knew me. No, I had to drum up business out of cold air or hot air or whatever, drum up business out of the air. So I door knocked. I made cold calls, y'all, every single day from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. every day, Monday through Thursday, because I don't work on Fridays. Monday through Thursday, I made cold calls. I would call for sale by owners. I would call like expired listings, and I had a service that I paid for a service that would provide me those homeowners information and their phone number. Now with Park Lane, we don't have to do that. We have our Facebook or Instagram or whatever. But I feel like most of our relationships are on our Facebook. And so instead of cold calling, because you either know or semi-know the people on your Facebook, you're just doing reach outs to them. And for me, even now, when I do my reach outs because I don't like having a blank calendar. And there are times when it's coming up on the end of the month and I'm like, ooh, I don't have any parties booked for March. It's not true right now, but if I didn't have any parties booked for March, I would follow the sandwich method and I would go to my Facebook and I would start prospecting. Now, I prospect 100 prospects a week. That's my goal, 20 prospects. If I was working Monday through Friday, it's 25 prospects a day. So, because I only work 4 days, okay? Excuse me. But y'all, it takes me 25 reach outs to get one yes. And sometimes those 25 reach outs require the sandwich method, the follow-up the next day, the space the third day, the follow-up the fourth day. They're hearing from me 3 times with a break in between. And the reason for that, I just know, I know my ratio. When I prospect 100 people, I get 4 parties booked. That's why I prospect 100 people. So if you want to grow your business, then I recommend you prospect 100 people to get 4 parties on the books. Now, you might be thinking, well, my ratio is better. That's awesome. Take your ratio. Now you know your number. Take your ratio and get after it. But if you're like, well, I don't want to prospect 100 people, that's a lot. Well, what's worse, not having business or reaching out to 100 people that you know or semi-know? Okay? So you got to get over your own stinking thinking. You got to get over your mindset. Yes, be hungry, Megan. I have my chats turned off, but you just popped up with that. Be hungry, because chats distract me when I'm talking. Like I'll totally get off topic. Like I am right now. Okay, so we talked about going or scheduling.
Take notes about what you're teaching us.
Yes, so scheduling appointments. That's prospecting. That's doing your reach outs. Going on appointments. When you have your parties, are you asking your hostess? Are you showing your hostess how fun it is? Now, she doesn't have to see all of the nitty gritty hard work, which is not really hard, y'all, because we're working from our phones. It is not hard. You are not going to the office. You are not digging ditches. You are not, rolling out tar. You are not doing physical labor. This is not hard. It is not genius hard either. It's not rocket science. You are not working for Tesla. You are not working for Elon Musk. You're not doing, you're not even working at a job where you're expected to show up 8 to 5. So do not tell me ever that selling Park Lane is hard. Because I will argue with you and have a big debate with you. But when I say she's not seeing the nitty gritty hard behind the scenes, she's not seeing that you're going to boards and you're copying and pasting and getting your next message in the messenger thread ready. Like that, not hard, easy to do, but it's sometimes kind of tedious, right? Well, she's not seeing that. She will, though, if she wants to be a stylist. What she's seeing, though, is how fun your posts in your messenger group are fun. They're engaging. You have her friends engaged. You're doing this or that. In between your videos about sharing the cool sale or the cool prizes that you're doing. And in between the wheel of names prizes that you're giving away to her friends. So she's seeing fun. People are attracted to fun. So keep your business looking fun, but keep it professional and keep it going. If you study, well, let me back this up. I was going to say, if you study the messenger party, or if you do regular party, if you study it, then your first couple of parties will be pretty decent. They won't be good. Don't expect to be good your first parties. Here's why. It takes 10,000 hours to be great, to master something. Have you put in 10,000 hours? I know I have not, and I've been with Park Lane 4.5 years. I've not put in 10 and a half or 10,000 hours. I know Megan probably has because she never sleeps. She might have put in her 10,000 hours already. But you get what I'm saying. The more you do it, though, that's why Park Lane says do 5 parties in 5 weeks, because your first party might be okay. That's okay, because you'll have your upline to handhold with you. Your second party will be better. Your third party will be decent because you will have gotten the hang of it and you will have studied the messenger party or whatever format you're doing. Your fourth party will be pretty good. Your fifth party will be good. And all subsequent parties will be good. Now, will there be hiccups along the way? Yes, there will. But my point is, you get better the more you do. And so if you are not doing, you are shortchanging yourself as a businesswoman. You became a stylist to make money, right? Even if it's to get commission on your own sales. Well, let's take it a little bit beyond that. If it's to get commission on your own sales and that's it, you're not, I guess, if you're not doing parties, if you're not doing reach outs, you're shortchanging not only yourself as a businesswoman, but you're also shortchanging. This is going to sound hard. You're shortchanging your upline because who's pouring time into you. If you just want to be a VIP shopper, you are also shortchanging someone that who might want to do what you're doing, or at least what your upline's doing, and you haven't said anything to them. You haven't asked them if they wanted to host a party. So it all goes back to one, asking to host a party, because I'm not going to talk about asking to join the business. Okay, we're talking about your sales right now. Asking to host a party, and getting your hostess excited, and then getting her friends excited. And then here's the thing: you're going to ask her friends in that party, whether they shop or not, do they want to host a party? Do you want to host a party? And there's ways, it's in boards, there's ways to finesse it and ask it in a fun way, a lighthearted way. Just copy those words. And if it doesn't sound like you, if you're like, tweak it, make it sound like you, but keep it lighthearted and fun. Because again, it's just jewelry. Let's see, what else? We talked about stop thinking like a customer. But here's the thing. So you want the snowball effect. You want to get that momentum. So you have to force yourself into asking every single party guest if they want to host a party. Who cares what they answer back? If they answer yes, cool. If they answer no, cool. Their response matters in the sense, like, you got to get their party booked if they say yes, but their response really doesn't matter. It's your mindset. You have to turn your brain off and see the process of asking someone to host a party as a function of your job. Because like I said, there's only 3 things that make money, and asking for a party, that is one of the things that makes money, right? Asking for that appointment. The last thing, what was going on the appointment? And then follow-ups. So follow-ups. So often when we do our follow-ups, let's say we're in our party, you follow up with the guests. Do you follow up just once? Most of you do. Most of you who do follow-ups, follow up only one time. Most people who get followed up with take no action. So you have to, again, see it as a function of your job because you are a business owner now to follow up a second time. And if they still, if feel like you're seeing their head right there, you know they read it, but like they haven't answered, cut them some slack. I mean, how many? I'm not asking this seriously. This is a rhetorical question, but I'll tell myself. There have been so many times that I have been somewhere where, my phone's in my hand, I get a message, I see it, I can't answer, I cannot respond because I'm distracted, I'm doing something else, I'm busy with something else, or, who knows what. And how many times has that happened with you? Again, you don't have to answer. Cut them some slack. Don't get mad, don't get hateful. People get busy. People, are easily distracted nowadays. So follow up that third time because this is business, right? You're asking for a sale to help your hostess. And again, there are follow-up words and boards under parties. But the same thing. So if you're saying, I know Megan was talking to me and she said that so many people are saying, I'm tapped out, I can't ask. I have no more people to ask. I'm calling BS. Okay. One, how many times have you asked? Just because you asked back in November, well, maybe they had stuff going on. One of our good friends is dealing with a serious illness, and she's with her family member in the hospital a lot. And we all know it's Christy, right? We know Christy's mom is sick. Okay, so Christy Goodman or Christy Trujillo, her mom is sick and she's in the hospital with her mom a lot. I've had some of my team members like message me, hey, can you find out about this? And I've told them, I'm like, no, you can go and look on the Park Lane site because I'm not bothering Christy. I'm just not. I don't know where I was going with that, but I just know it's not a good time for Christy. And so I'm going to cut her some slack. And there are times when maybe last November wasn't a good time for your friend on Facebook when you asked her to host a party, but maybe now things are different. Y'all, I kid you not, this past week alone, I've had two of my personal friends. Y'all, so sorry. Like, this is crazy. I've had two of my personal friends message me about being a Park Lane stylist. Now, I'm not talking about being a Park Lane stylist. I'm talking about your own sales. But my point is, you never know who's watching you. Just where was my point, Megan? Where was I going with this? I've asked both of them before if they wanted to host separately. They're not, they're two separate
I'm gonna
brands.
say there are people that in July of 23 would not give me the time of day.
Yes.
And now they're buying from me. And so just because you didn't want to buy then or whatever doesn't mean you don't want to buy today. And
And that's a
so
natural progression. Yeah.
part of your follow-up needs to be, hey, I hear you. You're pretty busy right now. And in your follow-up, it's part of caring about them. It's service to them. I need you to get that in your head that it's service to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of your follow-up is service to them. They say their mom's sick. They say whatever. You hear that, right? And then you say, how about in April? Maybe when the sun comes out again and your mom is doing a little bit better, we celebrate by having something together. Can I check in with you April 1st? And I mean, I'm telling you, 90% of the time they say yes.
But here's the thing though, Megan, when they say yes, check up with me in April, you have to be disciplined enough as a business owner. Put that in your calendar and set your reminders. Set it for a week ahead, set it for, the day before reminder, to follow up with Ashley to see about her hosting a party. Because if you don't, then when it comes April, you'll be like, who was I talking to 6 months ago about having a party? You won't remember.
The way she appreciates it. She's like,
Mhm.
wow, that is a businesswoman.
You
I mean,
kept
she
your
said she was
word.
going to, and she did.
It's integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing is Christy Trujillo told me this story. She actually, for Sparkle and Serve, had Catherine Pashas doing her reach outs. So Catherine do her post, then they'd get all the comments, and Catherine wouldn't think a thing of it. She would just do message one to anyone who commented, right? Well, Christy said she wouldn't have in a million years sent something to one of the people. It was like a girl she was a cheerleader with in high school. And this is Christy, our leader, right? Said I would have never. And but Catherine didn't know. Catherine sent the message. Guess who's probably going to sign up with Christy? Girl that Christy would have never. So when we actually turn off our head and just do it, we never know who needs us.
Megan, I love that, and I did not know that. Y'all, that's Christy. Okay. I mean, she's at the top of the chain here. And for her to still have that kind of anxiety, that tells you we all get it, no matter what level. And so, turn like,
We answer for people, and we just really, if you don't ask, it's a definite no. So you
that's right.
really just cannot answer for people. Well, I know Paula Lobb through this, a doctor, a busy doctor in town. I was scared to death to ask her to have a party. I thought, how would a doctor ever have time to have a little Facebook party with me? I mean, it feels like I'm small beans, you know? But I was like, I like her. I like her energy, you know? And I asked her, and she was like, I need nothing more than that. And it was like the best thing ever. And now we're the best of friends. And I mean, Paula's a division leader on my team. I met her through, you know, so you just have to sometimes, you know, I can't decide for that person how busy that person is. So,
And y'all, when Megan first came on and she was a fashion director, we heard her scary stories. Like, but imagine if she didn't say anything. Like, she wouldn't know any of y'all. Like, that's what's so cool. Okay, this is my last point. Um, what we think on expands. So however you're thinking about your business. Well, no, there's two. Well, okay, so there's this point, and then I have one more point. What you think on expands. If you are saying to yourself, "Oh, I have no more people to reach out to," you really don't. But that's not true. That is not true. Reach back out to those people that you reached out to before, and then I mean, really, if you look at all your Facebook friends, have you reached out to every Facebook friend? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. So, and I'm just limiting it to Facebook. And if you're like, no, Regina, I really have. I've reached out to every single person on my Facebook friends list. Then here's what I'm going to tell you to do this week. And this is only if you have reached out 2 times to every single person on your Facebook friends list. Go get into 5 different Facebook groups on Facebook that have your interests. So for me, I'm a Texas Aggie. I like dogs. I like cats. And what else? I like to travel. And I like purses. So if I did not, if I was at my end, I would go get in 5 groups that deal with those 5 different things. And then I would make friends with them and I would ask them if they wanted to host a party. I wouldn't ask them publicly, I would message them. So I would make friends with them.
I mean, my VIP alone, I have not reached to. Like, they're
Yeah,
on my list. And so
same.
I was planning, like, every time the year rolls around, like after hunting season, you guys have heard me say I'm in hunting season to get to Cancun right now.
Mhm.
After hunting season, then I plan to go through my VIP and start cleaning house. You know, every 10 of you who answer, I'm going to do a drawing for an impression earring. You know, I've private messaged all of you, tag people, whatever, and clean up, clean house. You know, just kind of go through, will you have a party? You know, get them active or not active. You know, so I'm
Yeah.
starting from that, and then I plan to work through Facebook. But there's always like stirring that can be done. And I learned
Mhm.
that on Sparkle and Serve. As much as I would like to say, you know, I don't ever want to do that again. But I didn't realize that you can go and get an Excel spreadsheet of your Facebook friends. So now we learned that in Sparkle and Serve. I have 2,400 people on a piece of paper. I mean, a lot of them are men, but I could reach out to the men and say, what would be wrong with getting a Sparkle Box subscription for your wife? Like, I could start working on men right now to do that. You know, how
Yeah.
nice. I mean, how nice would that be if I were
Yeah.
a wife?
I
You
never
know,
prospect the men. Yeah, you're
no.
right.
No, and that was actually Tammy Parker's idea, my new girl right here that's in the dark.
I
Okay,
love it.
Paula.
I was just going to say, in regards to the men, when I was doing my Sparkle and Serve reach outs, when I did the big post on who wants $500 in free jewelry, I had one of the guys respond. He said, me. And he said, not for me, for my wife. And so, I mean, the guys are looking at that stuff too. So we shouldn't necessarily discount them.
Love it.
I'm
Okay.
going to take you off speaker view. I guess I did. Does
Okay.
anyone else have any
Wait,
questions?
Megan, I have one more point.
Yeah.
I
I
thought the
gotta
last
find
one was
you
my
to
last
put
point.
you in charge. Hang on. Start talking.
Okay. Am I okay?
I don't know how to.
Like you're over
Okay.
here on this side of my screen where you were over on this side, but
Hey, does it look right to you? You go ahead. I can
okay.
see you.
Okay. So the my last point was, what you think on expands. So think the sky's the limit. When you think you can't, you really can. If you think you cannot, talk to Megan, talk to your upline, because they will tell you how you can. But the second point is you don't want to be your best customer. That's not a business, that's a hobby. Okay. Which being a hobbyist is okay if that's really why you became a stylist. Okay. But if you became a stylist to be a businesswoman, I want you to think, the whole capitalism is wonderful. Get out of your head that capitalism is bad. Business is capitalism. And I think we live in a society today where it's like, ooh, capitalism is not good. And we're told that in the news and all that. No, wrong, false. Capitalism is very good. We live in the greatest country in the world, the United States, where capitalism is our economy. Thank God. Um, and with that, business, the purpose of business, this is my point, is to fund the perfect life. Fund the perfect life. Now, for each of us, the perfect life looks different. Maybe for one person, funding the perfect life means paying for medical bills and getting out of medical debt. Maybe for another person, funding the perfect life means going on trips and doing something fabulous. Maybe for another person, funding the perfect life means paying off your home mortgage. Maybe for another person, funding the perfect life means getting a pedicure and a manicure every other week. What else? Maybe funding the perfect life means starting either giving to missions or going on a missions trip or even starting your own charity foundation. How massive is that? That's huge, right? So for each person, it's different. So think on mindset training here. Think on what does the perfect life look like for you? Because intrinsically, even subconsciously, that's why you do what you do. That's why you became a stylist. And just bringing it back to a little bit to the shallow surface, if you truly became a stylist to be a hobbyist, meaning you are your own best customer and you're happy with that, awesome. Okay. Let your upline know so that way she can treat you like a hobbyist. It's not a bad thing. We love everybody around our campfire, but that way she can also dig deeper with someone else and devote that time to someone who wants to grow their business so they can go on a missions trip, things like that. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. I'm happy to answer any questions y'all may have. But yeah, it's really changing your stinking thinking because there's a limitless amount of people to reach out to. Megan, you're on mute.
Thank you, Regina.
You're so welcome.
It says I'm muted. Am I still muted?
No, you're not.
Okay. So Regina has another, like where she has you actually write things down, and she has another little training. I think you did an amazing job on the fly for us. But it's really about just knowing you have a network and then exhausting all efforts and reaching out to the network. I mean, it's I did not get here magically. I spent hours reaching out to my network, hours and hours and hours, thinking they were going to think I was a crazy jewelry lady. So then I would just be, hey, crazy jewelry lady here. Or I was scared to reach out thinking you'd think I was the crazy jewelry lady. And you just kind of make it funny and keep going, you know. And
But
I
Megan, was
really
it hard? Was it hard?
no, it was sitting next
No.
to my husband watching TV. I mean, it's
Exactly.
just being brave and closing your eyes and doing it, you know.
Make it a game with yourself. Like, how many can I get through, while I'm watching a Hallmark movie?
I think it's also the commitment to doing it. So if I decided to do it, and these 25 are the ones I reached out to on Monday, then I'm kind of in a sandwich method now. So Tuesday I have to say, hey, I know things get bogged down. Can I bump it up? You know, like just bumping up the message. It's the soft reach out, whatever. Wednesday is day off, and Thursday is, where are we in this process? And if you get ghosted, you get ghosted. I used to think if I got ghosted on Thursday, like I'd been ghosted for 4 full days, that I was not going to be able to go to that gala the next weekend and see that person. Like I was the president bank's wife. I'd be dressed up and I'd be vulnerable in all my nice clothing with Andy, and they would like be running from me because they'd been running from me all week while I was following up. Could you kind of see what I'm saying? So I was worried they'd run from me at the gala. They didn't. At the end of the day, they do their job, I do mine, and we're just behaving as business people. And so I would go to the gala. They knew I was the jewelry girl. And that's okay. It just they would be the lawyer or whatever, and I'm the jewelry girl, and that's okay. So when I saw them face to face, it wasn't like I was like, they've been ghosting me all week. Everybody just keeps going. Everybody knows that we're all just out here doing business. And I really have decided it's their loss. I mean, so I had a bad party. This is me. Had a bad party not one order 2 weeks ago. And I exhausted all efforts. But I met Tammy there, and now she's on my team and she's rocking it. So I just think there's never a loss. Never ever a loss. I mean, that party was not a bad party because Tammy came out of it. Like saying it
Yeah.
was a bad birth or whatever, but then you had your baby out of it or whatever. I mean, it's just there is no bad activity. Activity breeds activity.
Yeah.
So
And Megan, can I talk? And I don't want to talk about the sandwich method, but I want to talk about numbers. Okay, y'all, because remember, doing your reach outs is a money making activity. And for me, I know that I have to reach out to 25 people to get one yes. So on Mondays, I don't do just 25 people on Monday, and then that carries me through the whole week. Tuesday, I do my follow ups. No, Tuesday it gets a little bit busier because Tuesday I do my follow ups from Monday, but then I do 25 more reach outs. So then on Wednesday, I'm taking a break from those Monday people. I'm following up with those Tuesday people, and I'm doing 25 more reach outs because I have to reach out to 100. I have to reach out to 100 in order to get 4 parties. Those are, that's, I know my numbers. And for me to fill up March, that's what I would have to do. So you'll hear a lot of us say, you do do what you can. But my question to you is, how hungry are you? And I'm so sorry about my voice, y'all. I know it's hard to listen to. But if you are super hungry, then you will do at least double your reach outs, if not quadruple. That's it.
wowzers. Now I want to go do follow ups. So I would say I will just admit I can only do so many. Mine is about 5 a day. Um, and I go in and out. I go really hot where I may do 30 or 40. Okay. And then I slow down again. I get really hot around booking blitz time. So that was why I wanted Regina to talk today too. And then we're going to end it now, but booking blitz time, because I'm making that list of people and maybe starting that sandwich method now with them. So when it comes booking blitz, I don't get stressed out in all the people, the sea of people who are like, I booked one, I booked one, I booked, I get so stressed out. But if I've started some of that listing and following up now, then booking blitz, I get more success. And my goal always is to, that's why booking blitz is there, to have my calendar booked for March. So I'm not so stressed out about March coming. And by the way, one party booked on March right now. So that's me too. I'm doing the same thing you are. So, and this is during hunting season. So.
And you can turn your comments off. You know how we mute our messengers? Turn your comments off during booking blitz because that is distracting.
I always worry they're going to answer me and I'm not going to get it.
Wait, what?
So I reach out in booking blitz. Let's say I reach out to my 25. If I turn it off and they can't reach back to me.
No, don't turn off your messenger. Like, I guess I shouldn't have said messenger. So I mute my messenger when I am
Your phone.
yeah. I mean, I mute I'll mute my messenger party. It's muted. I'm doing a messenger party, but I don't want everyone's bling, bling, bling. I check it on my own time. But I'm during Zooms, if I want to pay attention, I will mute or, bop down the chat. So I'm not paying attention to the chat because during booking blitz is when we're all on the Zooms and that chat's like, oh, la, 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 I got one. I don't need someone else's competition. I don't need to see that. It puts stinking thinking in my head. And so just to cut out that noise, like Megan was saying, plan ahead, and get after it.
Yep. Thank you so much. I guess I pinned myself as why you went away from me for a second, but remove pin. Like I'm the most important thing. Okay. Regina, I love you. And by the way, Regina saw me when I was a new baby stylist going, Regina, I don't know what I'm doing.
Y'all, my image of Megan, and Megan, I don't think I've ever told you this. I did a training for our new stylist. Megan was in the 5 and 5, and she's like sipping on a cocktail at the beach. And I'm like, I love her. But she was at the beach showing up. I mean, that didn't stop her. And so it just, like, y'all know she's beyond impressive. So that impressed me.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
And I do love that we can do this business from anywhere.
Yes.
I mean, I can do it from the bathtub. I can do it from the beach.
St. Thomas. Yep.
I can sit next to Andy watching a trashy TV show and do my follow-ups then. I mean, I have to learn how to stop it here and there, but overall, we can do it from anywhere. So,
all right. Bye, y'all.
Thank you, Regina. Love you guys.